In the lively city of Ibadan, Nigeria, every new day begins with hope and movement. Streets filled with cars, buses, and people chasing their dreams. Among them was a man whose life looked perfect from the outside. His name was Kofi Adewale. Kofi Adewale was everything people admired. A confident Nigerian businessman in his late 30s, always well-dressed, always smiling. With a good job, a big office, and a fine car, he looked like a man who had truly succeeded. At his workplace, Kofi was treated like a king. Colleagues praised him. Junior staff respected him. Everyone believed he was a role model. To the world, his life was perfect. But behind that successful man was a quiet, faithful woman. Her name was Bisi Adewale, a loving wife who supported Kofi from the very beginning. She was humble, caring, and deeply devoted to her husband. There was a time when Kofi had nothing. He and Bisi lived in a small room, counting little money, struggling to survive. But in those difficult days, they had something powerful: love and unity. Then success finally came, and slowly, it began to change Kofi. The humble man became proud. The patient husband became impatient. He started to believe he was too important to be questioned. Kofi began coming home later and later. Bisi would wait on the sofa, worried and anxious. But instead of comforting her, he grew more distant and cold. Whenever Bisi asked simple questions, Kofi became angry. He shouted at her. He dismissed her feelings. The peaceful home they once had slowly turned into a place of tension. At the office, a young receptionist named Amaka began to admire Kofi. She complimented him, praised him, and fed his growing ego. And Kofi enjoyed every bit of the attention. Amaka was beautiful, stylish, and ambitious. Her flattering words made Kofi feel special. Little by little, he began to forget his vows. Soon, Kofi crossed the line. Secret meetings turned into secret dinners. He began living a double life: a faithful husband at home, and an unfaithful man outside. To impress Amaka, Kofi started spending money carelessly. He bought her expensive gifts, paid for luxury apartments, gave promises that were never his to give. His pride blinded him. Meanwhile, Bisi felt the change in her husband. She cried in silence. She prayed for her marriage. She hoped Kofi would return to the man she once knew. But instead of changing, Kofi became cruel. One day, he told his wife, "You are not good enough for me anymore." Those words shattered Bisi's heart. While Kofi was busy destroying his home, trouble was growing at his office. An internal investigation began. Files were reviewed, accounts were checked, and Kofi's secrets started to surface. One fateful day, Kofi was called into the boardroom. By the end of that meeting, everything was over. He was fired for financial misconduct. In a single moment, his perfect life collapsed. His company car was taken. His privileges were removed. The man who once walked proudly now stood in disgrace. Kofi ran to Amaka for comfort. But the moment she realized his money was gone, she disappeared. The love he thought he had but vanished overnight. All the friends who celebrated him now avoided him. He learned a painful truth: many people love your success, not you. Broken and ashamed, Kofi finally returned home. For the first time, he was ready to beg for forgiveness. But when he entered the house, it was silent. No wife, no warmth, no welcome. Bisi had finally chosen peace over pain. Alone in the quiet house, Kofi broke down. He realized too late that he had destroyed the only person who truly loved him. Looking at himself, Kofi finally understood a bitter lesson. Pride had ruined him. Selfishness had cost him everything. In life, we always reap what we sow. Kofi Adewale planted betrayal and arrogance. And in the end, he harvested loneliness. Never forget this lesson. Treat the people who love you with care. Because when success fades, only true love remains.